Hey guys, it's me, Cyrus. Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the Nintendo Online service for the Nintendo Switch. There's a couple of different tiers that they offer on the online service, depending on how much you pay. And you can choose really what kind of service you would like. You don't even have to have the online service just to play your Switch, single player and things like that. But if you do the online service, if you do the expansion pack service, you can unlock some extra stuff. You get some extra benefits for having that cloud storage and various things like that. By the way, this is not a shill video. I am not being paid. This is not promoting their products. I am just talking about it because I am interested in the Switch and I find it to be a compelling system. They actually also offer these additional controllers if you want to try to get a hold of these for playing some of these retro games and stuff like that. Some of these are harder to find. They sell out and they can be marked up considerably if you decide to try to buy something like that. But it is out there. It is an option. Today we're going to be looking at there's four different components to the backwards compatibility, I guess you would call it, collection that they offer. The Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64. We're going to look at the Nintendo 64 collection real quick. This is what's currently available as of today, as of the moment that you're watching this video. They have been continuously adding more games to this. The newest one is Wave Race 64, but they do offer quite a few games that you can play on your Nintendo 64. And these are played on your hardware. They're not streamed or anything like that. So you do get the ability to play these locally off of your hardware. You don't get to keep these forever. These are tied to your service. So you're not actually buying these games. You're just basically, this is like Game Pass for the Nintendo Nintendo 64 version of Game Pass on your Nintendo Switch. So we're just going to take a look at some of these games and see how they look and run and how they play. Real quick, just a little bit of footage of a few of these games, because I think that as far as N64 emulation goes, this is the official stuff here. So let's see how it looks and how it plays. And we'll start off with Super Mario 64. One criticism that I have of this service is that they put these graphics on the sides of the screen, the little gray dots on the sides of the screen. There's no way that I know of to disable that. If you happen to know of some way to get rid of that and make it just black on the sides of the screen, please let me know, because I don't know how to do that. I have yet to figure out how that can work. I know if you come here back to the game selection screen, there is a settings option here, and it will let you choose some options and things like that, but it doesn't offer any ability to turn that off. So unfortunately, yeah, there's that. But let's just play a little bit of Super Mario 64 and see how it plays and looks. I'm gonna turn the volume up a little bit. Everybody loves messing with Mario's face in this.
Okie dokie.
I'm using a wired Nintendo Switch controller. It's not a Pro controller, it's just a $20 variant that I got at Walmart. It doesn't have rumble support, but it works really well. So if you're looking for just a regular wired controller, like a cheap option, I have talked about this before, but yeah, it's made by Power A.
Let's go.
All right. You see, I have played this a little bit already. We're not going to be playing with any real goal in mind. We're just going to play a little bit of the game, just wander around, take a look at stuff. You use the second stick, the right stick, to do the yellow C buttons like you would have on an N64 controller. It works pretty well.
Let's go.
Oh boy, I screwed that up. Just as easy to screw up with the with this controller as a regular N64 controller. All right, we'll try one more time.
Let's go.
Come on. There we go. One more time. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And I'm falling off again. Oh, I'm so out of practice. It's not even funny.
Mamma mia!
All right. I'll take a look at this one instead.
Let's go.
Oh man. Did not move quick enough. There we go. Oh. Oh crap. Alright, anyway. That's enough Mario. Let's look at another game. Okay, here we go. It's a little bit of Star Fox. Moogle was yelling at me a second ago. I guess he doesn't like Mario 64. I don't know. You don't like that game, Moogle? I don't know.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1. We need your help.
You probably notice, if you're familiar with the Nintendo 64, that what they're doing here with their emulation is the games are being rendered at a lot higher resolution than what they are on the real hardware. It makes things look a little bit, I think, too smooth or too sharp, just because the textures and the graphics were all designed to be played on the old school hardware at a very, very low resolution and on a CRT TV on top of that. So sometimes they do look a little bit funny, but in some ways it can look better. I don't know. You have to tell me. What do you think? What is your preference on that? I don't know. All right, here we go.
Corneria, fourth planet of the Lilat system.
And we'll skip past this. Just jump into a little bit of the very first stage here.
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me.
Good luck.
So I do have a USB adapter for old school Nintendo 64 controllers. It never really has worked that well for like PC emulators, trying to use them for Nintendo 64 emulators on PC. But I did try it on the Switch, and unfortunately it does not work. So if you have an adapter for N64 controllers, you're going to have to get something that's designed to work with the Switch. Or maybe you'll just get lucky and have something that works, and maybe I got unlucky and mine doesn't. Mine's a few years old, though.
Flippy here. I'm okay.
I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll.
Oh boy, come on.
Flippy, get back here.
See if I can pull this off. There we go.
Flippy, watch out. Funky on your tail.
Whoa! Help me! Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me.
Oop. Oop.
We're entering Corneria City now. This is horrible. Everybody stay alert.
Can I get up there? Yeah.
You got an enemy on your tail. Use the brake. I'll take this one. Get the one behind me. Something's wrong with the G diffuser. I guess I should be thankful. Do a barrel roll.
Pretty far out of practice on this game.
Pretty smooth flying, Fox. Follow me, Fox. Falco, where you going? I found the target. Try to keep up. Time for a little payback. Back off, Fox.
Someone wants to play.
Incoming enemy from the rear. Drop altitude.
Enemy shield analyzed.
Deploy all units. Charge! I've got a present for you.
That's it, Fox. Aim for the open spot. That's it, Fox. Yeah, it's working. Hey,
Who are you guys?
we're Star Fox.
You'll never defeat Android!
Okay, Star Fox looking pretty good, I think. You never know with emulation on Star Fox because some of the emulators, it just looks way too dark, or there's like issues with the way the polygons are handled, or the way the 2D elements are done. You know, text looks all screwed up. This seems like it's pretty good. It's a pretty good mix of different ways of handling the graphics and stuff, so not too bad. Let's check out something else. All right, next up, the classic racing game that started the whole craze. Well, I guess there was one on Super Nintendo, but this was the one that, for me and my friends, definitely we wasted a lot of time and skipped a lot of classes playing this game in college. Mario Kart obviously has gone on to have a huge life of its own on various different Nintendo consoles, but I still love this one. Let's see how it looks and plays. We'll look for some details that I missed my boost right there. Yeah, that is what it is. So let's look at the quality of the texture filtering and the resolution, but also pay attention to this screen up here. Okay, you see that screen? That's something that kind of has problems a lot of times with emulators and stuff. Seems to work very well here. So that's good. Ah, I hit myself with my own shell. How dare I? Who do I think I am? Oh, really? Oh my God, what is happening? I am just... What is happening? What? Take that, Yoshi. So long, Donkey Kong. Ah, you Toad took my box. The control's fine. It feels, you know, feels normal, feels nice. Doesn't feel weird or bad or anything. Oh, wow. What is up with that? Start flying off the track. Oh, crap. It might feel a little too sensitive or something. I'm really not sure what's up. Like, because I keep, as soon as I get going fast, I keep trying to fly off the track or something. So there might be some sort of issue either with my controller or with how Mario Kart is working here on the service. I'm not sure. Have you played this? Have you played this on the Switch service? And if so, what has your experience been? Be curious to get your thoughts about that. There we go. Screwed that up. Wow, I screwed it up twice. Okay. Wow, see that? What is happening right there? I keep spinning out. You jerk. Man, I'm hitting everything you can hit. Like it's like I'm aiming for everything I can possibly hit. Oh man, I waited too long. At the last second I couldn't get out of the way of it. Ah. 5th place. What? What? All right. I'm going to have to do one track for real now just cuz I'm like what am I doing? All right, we'll try that one again. 5th place is just that's not going to work. One more time with feeling. Of course I missed my thing. Wow. Oh, come on. Oh. Crap. 3rd. God dang it. Just not my day for Mario Kart. Holy crap. This is embarrassing. All right, let's check out something else. Now, here's a game I have almost no experience with whatsoever. I have barely ever played this game other than just to like check it out and see if it ran. I've really never played Banjo-Kazooie. I was actually watching my buddy Luke Dorkside play this, or he was playing like a ROM hack version of this, and I was like, let me see how this runs on the service and see how it looks, plays. Alright, let's see if we can play a little bit of this. That's gross. Alright, can we skip this, or yeah, I'm gonna have to sit through this. Let's skip ahead. Okay, finally got through the opening sequence. This game has an opening sequence that's almost as long as a PC Engine game. Holy crap. Anyway. Oh, it's still going, I guess. Alright, let's skip this. Alright. Finally got through that. It seems to look pretty good. I think this one actually translates pretty well to the service. Alright, let's check out something else. You gotta check out a little Zelda. Zelda the Ocarina of Time. So this is one of those games on the N64 that ran at a little bit lower resolution. The Majora's Mask would run at a higher resolution if you had the expansion pack, but this one ran at the just standard N64 resolution. It's like 320 by 240, something like that. So it's definitely being bumped up here quite a bit. And it looks pretty good. This is an example, though, of how the graphics for the N64, when they're running on like the real hardware, they just have a very different, distinct look than when they run through an emulator. Something about the way the N64 processes the image, the colors, the fading of light, as far as light and dark parts of the screen, just dithering or something. I really don't know. Something, the way the N64 handles graphics, you can tell the difference. I mean, obviously you can tell the difference here because of the resolution as well, but there's a distinct difference when you're playing on real hardware as far as like how it is supposed to look and things like that. But I will say, I think you could absolutely have fun and have a great experience playing the Ocarina of Time this way. In fact, if you didn't have the original hardware and weren't used to that way of the games looking and things like that, you wouldn't even know there was a difference, and you might prefer the way this looks anyway. I could definitely understand seeing it like this and just saying, wow, this looks so much better. So I can't fault you for thinking that or for having that opinion. I'm gonna skip ahead just a little bit. And you're gonna want to see this probably. Really cool little opening intro sequence. It is amazing how much different it looks up-resed at a lot higher resolution and on a modern TV without seeing this on a CRT. It looks so much different. All right, here we go. Navi's got to come find me. I have a story that I've told, but it's been a long time since I told this story. But like when this game originally came out, I had it pre-ordered at Toys R Us, and it was the gold cartridge and everything. So I went down to get it on the day it came out, and they had a line of people waiting at the service desk to get it that had pre-ordered it. And there was this little kid, he must have been like 8 or 9 years old, and he was there with his dad, and they were trying to get Zelda, and they couldn't get it because they didn't have any more copies. They only had a few copies, and they were just for pre-orders. And I can remember looking at this kid, looking in his eyes, and he was like crying, and he just like looked at me with like, you know, that puppy dog stare, you know, and I felt so bad for him, but I didn't give him my damn game. I didn't feel that bad. I was like, yeah, your dad should have pre-ordered it, man. I didn't say nothing to him. That would have been really crappy to say something to him, but I felt bad for the kid because his dad just had him standing there looking at everybody else getting their games. I think they were hoping that like somebody wasn't gonna come get their game or something. Like they were just gonna get lucky and they would have an extra one. But back in those days, man, you literally had to pre-order stuff that you wanted the day it came out. Otherwise you were screwed. And, you know, you would have to wait. You'd have to wait for another shipment. And there was like, after the initial pre-order, good luck. Cause there was like, whenever it comes in, you know? So yeah. And I absolutely loved Ocarina of Time. I never beat Ocarina of Time. I got all the way to the end of it, and then I stopped playing it. I have this tendency to do something with games where like I'll get all the way to the end and then I'll stop playing because I just don't want the game to be over. So there's a lot of games that I just never beat because I've done that with so many games. Panzer Dragoon Saga is another one that I did that. Just get all the way to the end and then just don't finish it. So I should finish this game. I absolutely should play through this game and finish it. The question is, should I play through it on here or should I play through it on my actual N64? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what I should do. What do you think? Which would you rather do, or which would you rather see as far as if I was to do videos or something of that? I don't know. Maybe you don't care, but what would you suggest? Play through it on here or play through it on original hardware? When we get done looking at these games, which will be just a second here, I'm actually going to do a little footage of the real N64 hardware just so you can have like a direct comparison. I'll be capturing that over S-Video from the N64 through my RetroTink. So it's a RetroTink 2X Pro. Okay, anyway, let's look at another game real quick. Now here's one of the few N64 games that I know of that runs at 60 frames per second. And this is a absolutely fantastic racing game, F-Zero GX. Just a badass racing game. Absolutely love this game. This is a great version of F-Zero. I have played the hell out of this over the years. Be interesting to see how it controls, because the controls are kind of particular to the N64. I mean, yeah, N64 controller. So we'll see how I do here. Ugh. And if I apologize if the video on YouTube looks a little grainy or you get some like artifacting. A lot of these racing games, it's hard to capture footage and have it look halfway decent on YouTube. So my apologies about that. It is what it is, pretty much.
You got boost power.
I love this game.
Yeah! Don't fight on fire! Watch your back!
I will say though, it seems like the emulation on this one is not 100% perfect, because I have seen a little bit of slowdown occasionally here and there where the frame rate would get a little choppy, and I do not remember that happening playing this on my actual N64. So it could be an emulation issue. I know they've had some emulation issues they've had to overcome with some of this stuff. This is one of those games that we never got in the United States on original hardware. You can play it on an N64 on real hardware. You just have to use like a flash cartridge, or you have to get like the Japanese version. But this is a game that a lot of people have really enjoyed and talked up quite a bit on YouTube over the years.
They have no strength to resist any longer.
And it's nice that they provide this on the service. It's a really, I mean, what a great way to experience this game. I bought this game on my Wii U also. They have like digital N64 games. I have several of those on my Wii U, and this was available on that service as well. Looks really good here.
Joshua, listen. A ruffian swarm is approaching your position. I've also...
Sin and Punishment. Alright. Play it for just a second.
Get bonus. Get bonus.
I think this is a two-player game as well, actually.
Get bonus. Get bonus. Get bonus.
All right, one last game, and then we'll take a look at the real hardware real quick. And of course, since they just added it, we have to take a look at Wave Race. Not everybody likes this game. I know that a lot of people are not really a fan of it because the frame rate is a little bit low. At the time, this was absolutely revolutionary though, and it was so popular that Sony ended up putting out a game called Jet Moto, which was pretty much like a direct response to this game. They put out a couple of Jet Moto games, which are actually really fun, but they're graphically not really the same. And this is doing some stuff with the waves and stuff that, PlayStation could do some really great graphics, but there were certain things the N64 could just do a lot better.
Wave race.
All right, let's jump in here and just play a little bit.
Welcome to Sunny Beach.
Get ready for the first race. 3, 2, 1, go! No problem. Everybody's behind you. Nice. Nice. Okay. Maximum power.
Ooh, this way.
You've been overtaken.
Don't sweat it. Better get moving.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Maximum power. Don't miss any more. Good. Okay. Nice. Okay. Maximum battle lap. Keep it up. Oh! You did it!
Yeah, plays great. Feels really good. Graphics look pretty nice too. So if you ever want to get out and just go back to the menu, you just hit select, go straight back to your game selection screen, and you can play whatever you want. There's a bunch of games on here actually. There's quite a few. And like I said, they keep adding new ones. So it's a pretty good service, I think. But let me know what you think about it. Let's take a look at the real N64 hardware, compare it to some of this.
Mario!
All right, first up, Mario 64. Turn the volume down just a little bit on that. Yeah, this is running on original hardware through the RetroTink 2X Pro S-Video coming out of my N64. Yeah, you can see it renders at a hell of a lot lower resolution. You can absolutely see that. Hang on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to adjust the aspect ratio. I forgot it wasn't doing that automatically. So, there we go. Now it's 4:3. All right. It's funny, I've done the exact same amount of progress on this as I did on the the one on the Switch. That's funny. So I think Mario is actually a game that I'm going to say you're probably going to think would look better on the Nintendo Switch emulation, just because it does render at a lot higher resolution. And you might think that for all these games. Of course, I'm an old school guy set in my ways. I like the old stuff. I like the way the old stuff looks. So I'm kind of biased. All right. Let's see if I can do any better on the sliding down the ice on this version. Maybe I can do better with my N64 controller. I don't know. I am still ridiculously out of practice, though, so no promises. Oh boy, and off I go. That figures. All right.
Mamma mia!
Mamma mia. All right. So Star Fox is probably the best example of what I was talking about when I was saying, well, Star Fox and Ocarina of Time. See how see what's going on the screen right there with the dithering or the whatever that buzz is that you see on a lot of N64 games.
Message from General Pepper.
There's a certain way of rendering graphics that the N64 does,
Your help, Star Fox.
and
And
emulators do not recreate this. I don't
the
know.
Lilac system
I don't know.
and is trying to take over
They just
Cornelia.
don't. They just don't recreate it the way it happens on N64.
Hurry, Star Fox.
It does look a little weird looking at it like this, captured this way. On a CRT, it looks really cool. But it's definitely the unique look of Nintendo 64 games on original hardware. Because you don't see this particular type of graphic rendering technique really on anything else. I haven't seen it on PlayStation or Saturn. You don't see it on anything else. Just Nintendo 64. For better or worse. And I'm not sure I'm describing what I'm talking about very well, but hopefully you see what I'm talking about with the way there's like this dithering or rendering pattern that's
Cornelia, fourth planet
on the
of
screen.
Lilac
I don't know any other way to
Evil
describe it.
Ambrose turned this once thriving system into a wasteland of near extinction.
Let's get past that.
It's about time you showed up, Fox.
Good luck.
Open the wings. Check your G-diffuser system.
I obviously recognize that the emulators that
I'm fine.
that can recreate Nintendo 64 very effectively, and Nintendo's own emulation, as far as what they have on the, you know, the Switch and the Wii and the Wii U, is really good. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying there is a difference, and I'm weird, and I prefer the original look, just because that's what it's what I'm used to, and the way I expect my Nintendo 64 games to look, and I'm perfectly willing to concede that this is not an opinion that will be held by the majority of people.
Clippy, watch out! Bogey on your tail!
Whoa! Help me! Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me.
We're entering Corneria City now. This is horrible. Everybody stay alert!
There really is nothing like playing Star Fox with a real N64 controller and a real Rumble Pack. It's just a unique experience.
You got an enemy on your tail! Use the brake! I'll take this one. Get the one behind me. Something's wrong with the G diffuser. Use the boost to take.
I get him.
I could use some help here, Fox.
Ah,
Oh man.
yeah,
I'm gonna
screwed
have to
that
back
up.
off. Do a barrel roll.
Oh, and I ran right into that. Okay, well, I've totally screwed this up. Let's see if I can get through these at least.
Try a somersault.
Yeah, it's not going to let me go that way unless I save Falco, which I screwed up.
Enemy robot, dead ahead.
Alright, let's check out something else real quick. We got to look real quick at Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. We were talking about that earlier. And like I said, kind of want your opinion as to which way you think would be better to play this. I mean, it's not as high a resolution on original hardware, for sure. But I kind of think it looks better at this resolution because the way the game's designed. But then again, I'm not objective about that, so I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me your actual genuine thoughts. I'd be very curious to know which of these you think is a better way to play it. just based on what you're seeing and what you would suggest, because I know that I know there were some issues with like emulation that they had to fix when the service first came out, as far as this game in particular is concerned. But from what I understand, they pretty much fixed all those issues. So the differences would come down to the resolution that the game renders at, the clarity of the signal probably, and any differences in how graphics are actually rendered, like I was talking about before. So I don't think there's going to be any major differences as far as like things not being emulated properly. I might be wrong about that. Maybe you've heard something that I haven't heard. All right, we'll do a little bit of F-Zero real quick. This controls so much better with the N64 controller. Say what you want about the N64 controller. I know a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people. I know. I hear it a lot. But I like the controller, and for certain games it's designed for, it just feels right. All right. That was close. I'm so out of practice. Okay, and we'll do Wave Race real quick.
Wave Race.
Select your watercraft, please. Welcome to Sunny Beach.
Get ready for the first race. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh yeah, this feels really good with this controller. Oh man, I hate to say this, but it's honestly like night and day how much better this feels. I think it's going to also depend on what controller you're using if you're playing it on the Switch. I mean, I was using a $20 wired Pro controller, which is usually pretty good, but you might have better results if you use like a legit Pro controller or a different, you know, maybe you really prefer the Joy-Cons. I don't really like the Joy-Cons that much, but maybe you'll have a better experience than what I've had. But I can tell you, on original hardware with an N64 controller, this game feels great. It really does. It feels awesome. Okay, well, you know what, guys? I'm going to wrap this video up. So if I was to evaluate the service, the N64 service on the Switch, I think it's really cool. It's a nice option that they give you if you are interested in that tier of service for the Switch. And it's a great way, I think, to enjoy some of the classic N64 titles if you've never played them, or if you just want to relive some of those memories and you don't really want to get too invested in it. I think it's really cool. It might even be a better quality way to play as far as video, because it does render the games at a higher resolution. It might be better for your setup, for your TV and everything. But you know, if you're like me and you're an old dude who has like old experiences and old preferences, and you have the original hardware, you might rather play these games using like an upscaler, a line doubler device, something that can get that signal out of your N64 and convert it over to HDMI. So just up to you. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. But yeah, it's just some comparisons and some thoughts about the service. I'll be looking at more stuff regarding that service in the future. But let me know what you think. All right, that's it for now. More videos coming soon, and I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Sunset Bay.